You know, the Dubai Airshow is one of the biggest stages in the world for cutting-edge aviation. But on November 21st, 2025, what should have been a breathtaking aerial display, well, it turned into an absolute tragedy. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what happened to India's advanced Tejas fighter jet.
Just picture it, a perfect day at Al Maktoum International Airport. You've got thousands of people looking up at the sky, just waiting for another incredible showcase of aeronautic power. I mean, everything was going exactly to plan.
But what started as just another routine performance, a chance to show off one of India's most advanced fighter jets, it ended in disaster. And it sent these huge shockwaves through the entire global aviation community.
Yeah, in just a matter of moments, a flight that was supposed to be a celebration of technology and skill became a scene of emergency and, ultimately, devastating loss.
And then came the hardest news of the day. The Indian Air Force had to confirm that the pilot at the controls of that HAL Tejas fighter tragically did not survive the crash.
This quote, wow, it really captures the chaos on the ground. I mean, just try to imagine being there. 1 second, you're watching this incredible, graceful climb, and the very next, there's just a column of black smoke filling the sky. Eyewitnesses said the confusion just instantly turned to panic as everyone realized what had just happened.
So, to really get why this event is so significant, we need to talk about the aircraft itself. What exactly is the Tejas jet, and why is it so important to the Indian Air Force? Let's get into it.
Okay, so the HAL Tejas is a huge point of national pride for India. It's a homegrown light combat aircraft, an LCA. And that delta wing design you see, that's what makes it so incredibly agile and able to handle all kinds of combat roles. Seriously, this isn't just any jet. It's the result of decades of Indian aerospace engineering.
And the specific version at the show, the Mark 1A, is just packed with cutting-edge tech. We're talking an advanced AESA radar for spotting targets way better, a really sophisticated electronic warfare suite, plus it can carry beyond visual range missiles. This thing is a truly 21st century fighter.
And this number right here, 97, it just shows you how all in India is on this program. On top of an initial order for 83 of these jets, the government is planning for 97 more. That makes the Tejas absolutely central to the country's entire future air defense strategy.
And this huge investment is really about two major goals. First, the Tejas is built to replace the old Soviet-era MiGs that have been the backbone of the Air Force for decades. And second, it's a massive step for India toward being self-reliant in its own defense manufacturing.
So the key advantages are pretty clear. It's lightweight, it's maneuverable, which makes it super versatile. But the real game changer is its smaller logistical footprint. That just means it's way easier and cheaper to maintain and deploy than a lot of the heavier, foreign-made jets. It's a fighter really built for India's specific needs.
All right, let's go back to that afternoon at the air show. Using what eyewitnesses saw and the official timings, we can actually piece together a pretty clear timeline of the flight's final, tragic moments.
And this is the question that investigators and honestly the whole world are asking right now. What exactly was happening inside that cockpit during those last critical seconds?
This timeline really shows you just how fast it all went wrong. The afternoon starts off great, with a performance by the Surya Kiran team. Then, just after 2:10 p.m., the Tejas takes off. But only 3 minutes into its routine, at 2:13, something goes catastrophically wrong during a steep climb. The plane just seems to lose power and falls out of the sky. The response on the ground was immediate, but by 2:40, the mood had completely changed from excitement to just utter shock.
So, in the wake of a tragedy like this, the focus immediately shifts, right? It goes to rescue, to recovery, and of course, to figuring out what on earth happened. So, what happens now?
While the response was incredibly swift and organized. First things first, rescue teams rushed to the site. Step 2, you have to control the scene, so they paused the air show. And then step 3, the official part. The UAE's Ministry of Defence announced a formal court of inquiry, which is exactly what you have to do to find the root cause.
And that's really the big question we're left with. You can be sure the investigation is going to be meticulous. They'll look at everything from mechanical failure to pilot error, and the findings, they won't just be about this one single tragic incident. No, they're going to have massive implications for the future of India's most important aviation program and for the pilots who fly this amazing machine.